I did it. Yes, I did it. I told you I was going to do it. I became a happiness champion again. Oh my god, it feels so good. I haven't felt this happy since I was a little girl that didn't have to worry about the world anymore. Oh, it feels so good to beat Darkside's butt, who has been with me since I was a teenager. And putting depression, anxiety, social anxiety, illnesses in front of me to beat me down to the point where I had literally lost myself and who I was. It was all worth it to be there this weekend. And to do it at Elimination Chamber, it was totally worth it. And also to do it and win that championship at the same time as fellow happiness fighter Becky Lynch won her Elimination Chamber match and booked her ticket to WrestleMania to face Mummy. That means even more. It means the best thing ever. And I cannot wait to see Mummy versus the Man at WrestleMania 40. It's going to be a hell of a match. So I'm just going to ride this happiness high and this feeling of finding myself, finding my new style that's going to stay, and I'm just going to enjoy it while I have this championship. Because I know as soon as Darkseid regains her energy, she's coming for this title again, and I'm going to be ready for it this time. I can do anything as long as I believe in it.
My name is Hobbsy and welcome to the Happiness Fighters Army, where we're all about fighting against the darkness of mental health, physical health, life, or just the big bad world right now. And we're fighting for happiness again, and we're doing it by sharing our happiness and positivity out into this world. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the day I became Happiness Champion, and that was at WWE Elimination Chamber over a month ago. Yes, I went to my first live WWE event in my 30s. Don't come for me. I just didn't have this opportunity as a kid to do it because of the finances growing up on. I'm just going to leave it at that. And so this was healing my inner child. It was the best medicine for me as someone with chronic diseases and illnesses. You know, happiness makes our lives a whole much better, and we're able to do things when we're more happier and our flare-ups are less. Let me know in the comments if you're someone like this that believes happiness is the best medicine for us if you have chronic diseases or illnesses. And to do this also to overcome my social anxiety, because I have really bad social anxiety and live in an anti-social bubble most of the time. Just to do this, to go here, was a big deal for me. And to do it by myself is an even bigger deal. Because initially I was going to go with my soul sister, but she ended up having to bow out, which I understand the reason why and I won't go into. But I would have loved just to have her there because, like I said, as got chronic diseases and have anxiety and social anxiety, she would have been my one person that I could do anything with and just make the whole experience less stressful for me. But in the end, it actually was better that she didn't come because then I can conquer those fears and overcome, and I actually got to be my real self and actually live for once. So, yeah, and a little history. I've loved WWE since I was 8 years old. I was watching it at my soul sister's childhood home with her brothers one day, and I asked them what this is. They said it was WWE SmackDown because they liked it at the time. And I watched it and I was hooked ever since. I still remember Lita's wedding dress and wanting that as my wedding dress. I remember Jeff Hardy, which is like one of my superstars, so is Lita, jumping off the scaffold. I remember the day John Cena premiered on WWE SmackDown. I was just like, who is this guy? I feel like I'm going to follow him, and I did, to the point where I had a John Cena t-shirt, but I gave it away. and it's this t-shirt right here. I gave it to charity when I gave up wrestling in my early mid-teens to mid-20s, because at that time when I was a teenager, all my friends didn't like WWE wrestling. So I want to know in the comments, are you an older WWE fan and you gave up wrestling because your friends didn't like it or didn't think it was cool? And if so, did you get back into it? Didn't you? I just want to know. Am I the only one that feels this way? Because I regretted it. Because at that time it was just before like the Four Horsewomen and all that era, and it just got so much better. Another reason why I had to give up, because it was affecting my schooling as well a little bit. I was getting too stressed to keep up with that and school. So, and then, like I said, I got back into it in my mid to late 20s. I didn't watch Foxtel, it was on normal TV, SmackDown, but then I ended up going to YouTube when it went off normal TV here in Australia. And then in 2022, I ended up getting a streaming service because of it. And that streaming service is Binge. It's an Australian streaming service in Australia, which I'd say most of the Foxtel content goes to there. It's a cheaper version. I'm not saying all of it, but most of it. And when I heard WWE was going to have its own channel and all the content was going there, I was like, yep, I'm getting this. I'm paying for it. I don't care how much it is a month, which it's not too bad. It's only like $22 a month, so that's not too bad. Not like some others. So it's like a normal average streaming price, I'd say. And so I got it, and it healed my inner child, because growing up, I didn't get to watch the live PLVs like on TV. There was only one, I think it was WrestleMania. I think it was the WrestleMania where Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair, and that was only because my soul sister's family recorded it on their Foxtel, because by this time my mum had given up Foxtel because it cost too much. So she recorded it for me. So being able to watch live PLVs on this streaming service and not having to pay extra, because back in the day you had to pay extra for the main event channel thing. And it just healed my inner child, and it felt so weird watching Survivor Series in 2022, especially being War Games, which is War Games is my new favourite match right now. I can't wait to this year's Survivor Series. But yeah, just healed the inner child basically, and I've still got it to this day. I don't know if it's going to stay on Binge. It'll probably go to Netflix, which is okay because Mum's got Netflix, so I can still watch it. So I am on cloud nine over that, but I'm hoping Netflix doesn't make us pay extra for the live PLVs. They just do what they're doing on Binge and advertise them for free. So yeah, and I've watched everyone up until Elimination Chamber, which I went to, like I said, live. And the road to this was a bit of a bumpy road. I had 3 obstacles I had to overcome. I felt like I was in a championship storyline sometimes, and if this didn't happen, it would have been a bit better and more happier road to Elimination Chamber, but I think it needed to happen for me to appreciate Elimination Chamber more. Now, the first one, like I said, my soul sister had to bow out because I bought tickets for me and my soul sister, who I thought still liked WWE like I did, but she is 6 years older than me, so time changes us. I accepted it, no problem. Just a little bit bummed that she wasn't going to come with me because we could have had that sister trip time, but we'll work out something in the future to go to together. And she's got 4 kids as well, and her brother just had spinal surgery just after I bought the tickets, so she needed to be there for her family, and I understand that. And she didn't want to leave her kids to hop over interstate. If Elimination Chamber was in Adelaide, she'd probably come, but I understand that. And if she's watching Don't Come For Me, I'm just explaining how I see it. And so, yeah. So that's obstacle over one I've overcome. I was like, I'm still going, because I said last time that they were in Australia, which was the Super Showdown. After watching it on, I think they did air it on TV, or getting the DVD and then eventually watching it, I was like, next time they come to Australia, I'm going to it. And this was the next time, Elimination Chamber. The next obstacle I had to overcome was my own physical health, because around December I started passing out and not feeling 100%. And I pass out when I get too hot and overheated. So I thought it was just that, because it was summer here, but then it happened again in January and I wasn't feeling right. And so I just went to the doctor to get it all checked out, which I go to the doctor about every 3 months anyway. So I was due for my checkup basically, because of all my chronic diseases, they have to be monitored. And so I said what had been happening. She said, okay, we'll just take a blood test and we'll do a heart monitor test as well, because my grandmother actually died from heart problems, and so there's a history of heart problems in the family, and I had high blood pressure, so just playing safe than sorry. So the heart monitor test I had done, that was done, and this is a photo of me with the heart monitor on. I just basically had to wear it for like 24 hours and then go back and get it taken off. Nothing went wrong, thank God, because in the past I had issues with the blood pressure machine. That's another video. And then I had my bloods done, I think, the next day. And then 2 days after that, the clinic rings me and says, oh, your doctor wants to talk to you about your B12 levels. And I'm like thinking worst case scenario, because I always go to worst case scenario, because when I get the good news, it makes me feel better. Don't know why, don't know how. Just a habit I do. So I was thinking I was having cancer, all these sort of things that I Googled with like B12 levels. If you get news like this, don't go down the Google rabbit hole. It makes you stressed, anxious, not a great person. So eventually I went to see the doctor, and she basically said I had a B12 deficiency, which I understand with my PCOS. They're related. So I had the option, well, she suggested I should get B12 injections, which I'm okay with needles, as long as I don't see them. And yeah, I just didn't really want to get needles and having to keep going back every 2 weeks. So I asked her, is there any other options? She said, you can take these like supplements and we'll try that for 3 months. If your levels go up, then you just basically have to take those for the rest of your life. So here's fingers crossed that they do work. I feel a little bit better. Don't feel so much run down. So my skin is looking a bit better too. So that was the next obstacle I had to overcome. I overcome it. I was like, yay, we can move on. We can focus on Elimination Chamber, how I'm going to get there, where I'm going to stay. Because at this time, it was like late. I was probably maybe 2 weeks out from Elimination Chamber, and I had no idea how I was going to get there, because the money I'd saved for this trip, I just had enough. I wanted to stay in a nice hotel, because with all my chronic diseases and illness, I just didn't want to have to share a hostel room with people. So every time I look, I'd just be like, this far off of the price with Flight Centre. So I was like, oh, come on. Every pay, which I'm on a welfare payment, which basically means every fortnight or 2 weeks I get a payment from the government, and that goes towards food, rent, bills, basic living, and if anything you need for your jobs that you're applying for and that. And you're not supposed to use it for stuff like this, but I have been doing that for the last 10 years, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to use it. I'm going to have some fun. And so I was saving all that money Plus, I'd sold my Nintendo Switch for the tickets for $200 and the TV as well. So thank you to those people that bought those things, because that helped a little bit. But I was like this far off of it, and it was killing me because I was almost at the point of giving up. But I was like, no. I was just remembering my mantra for 2024, which was the man of my own happiness. And I was like, no, I'm not going to let this dream defeat me, because in the past, things that have made me happy, or I've gone this close to like happiness, like a job or getting my own place or stuff like that, and it's just been swept under me or taken away, or I've done something wrong and I give up and it destroys me, and then I come back. But I was like, no, this time I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight for my happiness. So I owe a big thanks to Cash Converters same day loans, because I applied for one of those and got that pretty quickly, like that in like a day. And then my soul sister's mum and the brother that had spinal surgery lent me the rest of the money so I could afford the flights and accommodation, which I booked, and was all booked the Thursday before, like Thursday week before Elimination Chamber. So thank you to those people. I will pay you back as soon as I can. I'm paying off the Cash Converters in installments, but to my soul sister and her brother that had spinal surgery, thank you. I will pay you back the money as soon as I can that I owe you. And it is a lot, I know, but things are just popping up right now, so I will pay you back. I'm just trying to save up the money to pay it in one lump installment. And they know I'm good for the money, so yeah. And so basically everything come around. I borrowed a backpack off of the brother, because I didn't have a backpack to go to the airport to carry my important stuff in. I only had a suitcase. And then caught a taxi to the airport because they couldn't take me. Went to the airport. That airport was the best. Like, everything went okay, nothing went wrong. And little concept, I've never flown anywhere. I've never been on a holiday. The closest to a holiday is like going down to like Goa Beach or somewhere like that. That's the closest I'll get to a holiday. I've never like been out drinking or been to a concert. I've been to a couple of house parties early in my like 20s and that, but 19, 18 when I was that age, but bar that, nothing big social like this. So doing this by myself was a big step in my process to come out of my shell a bit more. And so I was a bit nervous to fly because I didn't know if I got air sickness. Plus, I watched so many plane crash videos and movies where that happened, and I was like, please don't crash, please don't crash. But overall, the flight to there was not too bad, actually. I waited a long time in the airport because I wanted to be there. I'm someone that is always there early than late, basically. And I got there, got to my hotel, which I was staying at the Novtella. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. Hotel in Perth. Overall, not bad experience. Just if you're someone that is like a first time traveler with me, just heads up, you have to pay $100 deposit on site, and that covers all your food and any breakages and that while you're there, which their food prices $36 for 2 pieces of toast. Yeah, I wasn't gonna eat any more food there, and I didn't. Yeah, I don't know why I'm whispering, but yeah. And by the time I got there, it was like late, so I was like, oh, I'll just pay it. And yeah, so I wake up the next morning, have a shower, get ready, go have breakfast, go try to find the superstore, which I did, which thank God it wasn't far from a local Woolies. I was going to go in the superstore, but by the time I got there, the line was around the block, and it was hot as muggy all this weekend while I was here in an elimination chamber, and I just didn't want to stand there all that time. I did want to meet Dakota Kai, but she was going to be there from 12 onwards, and I wanted to get to the venue early and make sure I got to my seat and everything. So I basically went into the Foregone to the superstore and just went to the local Woolies, got some water, got some of these so I could have for the next day. I basically lived off these for the whole weekend. And Macro, if you want a sponsor, I'll take it, because these are delicious. They do not upset my tummy or guts, and I enjoy them. I like the sweet potato more than the cauliflower, but I want some of these right now. So if you're looking for a gluten-friendly snack, I recommend these. So after that, I went back to the hotel, got ready, got into this outfit without the hat, put my sunscreen on because it was hot, took my little handheld fan that I just had to go like that, so keep blowing air because it was hot there, and I was like, there's no way I'm not going to this event without some sort of fan. And then I basically called a taxi, got there, had to walk into the up the stadium because the highway bit was closed. So Perth traffic, do better next time. That's all I'm saying to that. And then I went to the merch store, or the superstore that they had there, and I got some merch. Because I was like, I'm getting some merch while I'm here. I want something to remember about this event by, basically. And I got this hat, Elimination Chamber Path hat, cap, which totally completes my look. And I love this look, and I think I found my look, and the hats are going to stay in my look when I go out to special events and that. I also had these on as well because it was sunny there. And I also got a official program guide with a mummy on the front, which is basically like photos of the superstars in the guide. And I have a big idea to do a craft project with that. I just need to get my finances underway before I do it. So, and also when I rocked up there, this happened.
It might be
and I thought the show had actually started, but no, they were just doing rehearsals. And it must have been a sign because I got there when they were announcing Becky Lynch was the winner. And I was convincing in my head, nah, she's not going to win. They're just doing different scenarios, but she ended up winning at the night. So that was a little spoiler for me, but yeah. Then I basically got some sherbet for lunch because I hadn't had lunch by now, and then I waited in the line. And to the girls that were in the line behind me and chatting with me, thank you, because being very antisocial, it's hard, and you just made talking to other people so much easier, seem friendly, and it flexed that antisocial bubble muscle, breaking it, and flexed my social muscle a bit more, which I'm trying to do a little bit in my own time, so thank you. Also, thank you to the guys that were on the other side of my Soul Sister seat in the stadium. They did the same thing. They were very friendly, kind, didn't judge me, and that's why I say I think I found my people that love WWE wrestling like me and enjoy it and don't judge other people for what they're wearing. Let me know if you feel like you were there and you felt this way as well, because that's what I felt like. So the gates open. I go to get a bottle of water because I've been drinking the bottle of water that I had brought with me. And I'd also brought one of those snack things with me to eat because I knew the prices of the food there was going to be through the moon. So I thought that can be my tea, basically. And so I do that, go to the loo before the show starts, and then the show starts. And I'm going to insert some footage of what my view of the show was like right now. Now, this literally changed my life. I felt like I found my people. There was woo chant waves going before the event had even started. The crowd was so loud. The only problem is I was in an area where everyone was going like Tiffany Stratton, and I'm not a big Tiffany Stratton fan. I respect what she does and that, but I'm not a big fan of hers. So I was just like, just keeping the peace and just not saying anything. They were like yelling, Tiffy time, and I can see why it's going to become a thing, but if it ends up being her or versus Charlotte one day, I'm going more Charlotte. That's just me. Don't come for me in the comments. That's who I like. I respect other people's opinions in WWE. People can like whoever they like, and that's who I like and don't like. And so my two favourite moments of the night were this one, when Becky Lynch won the Elimination Chamber. That's when I'm saying I claimed my happiness championship, because she was one of the people that was motivating me to not give up on this dream, to keep fighting for it, to be the best version I'd be on a daily basis. And so thank you, Becky, because this was worth all the money I spent to see you wrestle live for the first time ever in my lifetime. And I promise, as long as you're in WWE, I'm going to try to get back and see you wrestle live more. And I feel like you could have a Rhea Ripley moment had at Elimination Chamber in Dublin, Ireland, if WWE ever goes there. Like does like a live PLE there. I'm thinking maybe Survivor Series. War games, fighting. It would work in Dublin, Ireland. And that's why I'm pushing this. I want this for Becky. I really do. And now that I know I'm part Irish, because my grandfather's mother's mother, which would be my great-grandmother, was born in Dublin, Ireland. So I'm part Irish. And I would love to go back to the country where I part come from and just enjoy it. And yeah. It makes sense why I like Irish people accents so well. And I've always wondered why I like that. And I also wondered why I had a great fighting spirit too, and it makes sense. But that's for another video. So, like I said, she was driving me to not give up on this dream, and I didn't. And there's no amount of thank yous or appreciation I can show this woman. She is the reason why I'm the strongest happiness fighter I can be right now. And if I ever get her on this channel, I'll know I've made it. As a YouTuber, a social fame person, I don't want to be famous because of like the fame and that. I want to be famous because I can help other people. It helps my happiness. The money a little bit, but I just feel like that I can use the power that social media gives other people in a very good way. And if that power of social media can make this dream of me meeting Becky Lynch come true, and that's all I get out of it, I'm happy. I'm happy to walk away, because this is the ultimate dream right now. To meet Becky Lynch at a live POV, if she's going to continue in WWE. If not, just meet her in any way and form. And she's got a new book out too, which I bought my own signed copy of. And I'm just waiting for it to come in the mail. But that book is Becky Lynch, The Man, Not Your Average Girl. Go buy it. I usually don't plug things on here, but if I do, it's only because I truly believe in it and it's brought me some sort of happiness or that person has, and I just want them to see so much in the world. So yeah. Now that's one reason why I was going to WWE Elimination Chamber, and one thing that I enjoyed, or favourite moment. The other favourite moment was this. Seeing Adelaide's own mummy, Rhea Ripley, beat Nia Jax's butt and get that hometown appreciation and joy and gratitude from her fans, to the point where anytime they play her theme music, I'm teleported straight back to that day where I was cheering so loud, and the TV version of it doesn't do it justice. It was so much louder, and I felt like everyone in the stadium was just like, let's go Rhea. I just loved it. And I love the point where they had to black out a bit because the front row was like giving the finger to Dom, like too many people were. Oh, that's just funny. And yeah, so they're my two favourite moments of the whole night. But the whole night in general, I just found my people. I found my look. I found myself. I found this new version of me that just wants to live and travel and just be free. But finances and basically finances at this point are stopping that, but I'm working on that. And so that ended. I got out of the stadium. Now on my way out of the stadium, I walked past this person that had the really cool outfit. I swear she could have been one of the superstars there, and that is Ella Wara, which I was actually too nervous and shy and just socially antisocial, battery drained by this time to say that I loved her outfit. I think it looks so cool and beautiful on her. And I've told her this on social media because I found her, I think, about a week ago on social media, because she just came in with my friend and I'm like, that's that woman, or that's that person. So her and her friend, the Stacey Queens, just started a podcast on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's called the Diva Dolls Pod, and they talk about basically like women's wrestling and the history of it. So if you want to go follow them and check it out for yourself, I'll put a link right here to it, or I'll put the copy of the link here, and go check it out. I've checked it out and I'm hooked. If I had to describe this to anyone, I would say it's drag queens and RuPaul mixed with like WWE and talking about women's division in WWE. It's like a mixture of those two. So if you like any of those, I'd recommend go check it out. And just go follow them on socials. I don't promote anything that I don't believe in or hasn't brought me happiness, and this has brought me happiness, and I've learned things. Like how the women's division actually started in WWE, WWF. And I can't wait for the next episode. And yeah, so I was glad I found her and got to say that to her afterwards, like, how you doing? So we fast forward, it's the next day. I decided to go back to the superstore because I had a little bit of money left in my budget. Not much, a little bit. And I needed to get more of those chip things and waters until my flight the next day. And so my muscles were hurting by this time too because I'd been walking everywhere. I hadn't done so much walking that weekend that I'm surprised that my muscles lasted that long. Anyway, I basically went to the superstore, like I said, and I actually went in there this time. And because I thought, okay, it's the last day, there might be discounts, there might be just be like, we're going to sell everything at a discount price. But no, and there wasn't much there. I was looking for an actual man t-shirt or the t-shirt with Mummy's face on it that's black and says we were here in my size, but they didn't have it in my size and it was just crowded. So I did actually grab something because I found these really cool t-shirts and it's adding to my collection, and that is I bought a Mummy's t-shirt because your girl had to buy one after what happened at Elimination Chamber. I just wanted to have a t-shirt to remember that by. Plus I wanted to have a t-shirt to wear that of Mummy's on the way back, on the flight back to Adelaide to show my pride. So I got this one. It says, what does it say actually? It says, Mummy's always on top, down under. And it just fits me. So a little heads up to WWE. If you're going to stock stuff in Australia, try to have bigger sizes as well. Not just in Australia, anywhere. Because I'm a bigger girl, but I'm slowly getting smaller, but it would be nice to have more bigger sizes in women's. I think this is an XL in men's. I'm not sure. Don't come for me, but yeah. Inclusivity, that's what I'm trying to say. But that cost me $65, just that. So basically after that and the food, I thought I had enough for the taxi back. So I went back to the hotel room, just laid in my bed in the hotel room all day, watched SmackDown because I hadn't watched it before Elimination Chamber, and then I watched Elimination Chamber back, which is so weird because at the Chamber there's no commentary or anything. So to hear the commentary over it was just weird. It's always going to be weird for me to watch Elimination Chamber back or any footage of it, knowing that I was there. So it's still weird to this day. And then basically went to bed because my flight was early in the morning. I had to get there. Checked out. And I thought the $100 deposit or whatever left from it would cover the taxi. I thought it went in and out so quick. I'd get in so quick. No, I didn't get back into my bank so quickly. But thank God for the taxi driver. He could see I'm a first time traveller, and he said, okay, fine, I'll let you pay it later. And I did eventually pay it later when the money did come in. And then just waited for my flight, called my flight back, met up with my soul sister's mum, and the brother had spinal surgery, which by this time he was like functioning a bit better. It was not like he was like laying down, couldn't move. He could move a bit, but not too much. And so they just drove me home, and then that's it. That was my whole trip. And I've said this to them. I've said this to social media. I want to go to more of these. I want to get better seats, hopefully pay for like priority passes, meet some of the WWE superstars, to the point where I'm promising myself that once a year I'm going to go to a live WWE event. And that means, firstly, I have to get my passport because most of them are going to be overseas. So, but if they ever do come back to Australia, I'm definitely going. Even if it's in freaking Queensland, I'll go. I'm not saying anything wrong with Queensland, I'm just giving that as an example. But most of them are going to be overseas, so I'm going to have to get a passport. And they ain't cheap. So that's my first goal, to get a passport. But then, yeah. And because I went to Elimination Chamber this year, that counts as this year's. So I'm thinking maybe next year, WrestleMania 40. I would go to WrestleMania. Did I just say... Yeah, I said WrestleMania 40, didn't I? I meant to say Wrestle 41. I would go to WrestleMania 40 this year, but all my money went to Elimination Chamber. But yeah, I want to go to more, so I'm going to go to the next WrestleMania, which is WrestleMania 41. And if WWE sees this and wants to bring me along and pay for all my flights and accommodation, I won't say no. If they want to do it as an interviewer, like I interview some of the superstars, so be it. If that's how big this channel gets, I'm good. Especially if I get to interview the man, Becky Lynch. That's the ultimate dream right now, to meet her and say thank you for making me who I am today in person. And if I get to do that by interviewing her at a live event, if she's still in WWE, fine. But I know our paths are always going to cross somewhere in the future. I came this close to Elimination Chamber. Next time, I'm getting that dream. I'm getting that dream, yes I am. Yeah, because I had someone message me saying, I don't know if they were Becky Lynch, but I had someone message me saying that they would love to meet me as Becky Lynch, and if I had a priority pass, and if I was going, would I be able to spend money for it, and I didn't. I think it was a scam, I really do, but if it wasn't and it was the real Becky Lynch, I'm sorry, but I just didn't have the money, so like I said, that's why I was this close. But next time, I'm getting that dream. I'm going to meet Becky Lynch one day. That is a dream. That is the goal. If it happens on this channel, and that's how big this channel gets, and it dies down afterwards, then I can walk away. Because this is my dream. I want to fight for my dreams. That's what the Happiness Fighters Army is all about. Happiness and fighting for our dreams and success. So if social media can give me this, like the power of social media gives me this and nothing else, I will be happy. I would love to use the power of social media to help other people in a big way, like some other people are doing, but if it's the biggest I get is to meet Becky Lynch or have on this channel, I can walk away happy. So yeah, that Elimination Chamber's definitely changed me. I've definitely got the travel bug. I'm definitely going to more live PLVs in the future. If I had endless amount of money or a millionaire, I would spend all the money on just going to live WWE events or PLVs for the rest of the year, and then next year, and just do that as a traveling thing. But I don't, so that's life for you. Sometimes you gotta accept your circumstances and just work with them. Now with that, that's the end of the video. If you want to go follow me on socials, it's basically Hopsy the Happiness Fighter, and I have an Instagram and a TikTok. You can see more of me on there and what I'm all about, and some funny TikToks that I post as well, and my journey as I fight for my own happiness, physically, mentally, and yeah. So I hope you're having a good day today. If not, I'm sending you all virtual hugs your way to hopefully make it better.